So good old moderate Dementia Joe, at behest of his puppet handlers, yesterday announced that he planned to raise the capital gains tax, basically essentially doubling it from 20% all the way up to 39.6%. Currently, the government has really upped its spending. It's gone from 20% of the overall economy up to 30%. This is Biden's way of ensuring that the federal government continues to waste our money. Government will never spend as efficiently as private industry. Anybody who doubts that, just walk into your local DMV and then walk into your Apple store and see where you get better service. Ask yourself if the government could have ever developed the iPhone. Yes, government spending in some areas has achieved monumental results, specifically military, because the technologies that were gained led to the internet, led to cell phones, etc., etc. Let's give some credit for that. But in general, government money goes to a lot of graft and a lot of waste. Now, let's just say that you're an investor. You want to make a return on your money. Suddenly, the risk assessment that you're making as to whether or not your bet is going to pay off big time has reduced drastically. Your equation has this added tax where before you would invest 10 years, a lot of money, you'd take the chance for that huge payoff. That payoff doesn't look as good anymore. Why do that? Why not just take a job at a stodgy corporation that's going to pay you a fantastic wage if you're a computer programmer? Why go out and create some new technology, some new program that's going to benefit the world when it's very, very risky? When in the end, you're going to be taxed. Would you do it if it's 100%? No. 80%? No. 70%? No. But every time that you move the tax rate up, you are changing the incentives of somebody to work, to do something. Furthermore, for the investor who saved their money, now that they're going to invest it, now that they're going to risk it, but their government's going to take such a huge chunk of it, I'm just going to go out and spend it on a vacation, on fancy meals, on the fancy car. You are going to alter the economy that we currently have that does a really good job of investing in startups because of the potential payoff and increase consumption, which is going to lead to greater amounts of inflation, especially with the money that we are been printed that is out there. France, when they tried to raise the ultra wealth tax to something like 75%, I believe it was, saw a net exodus of wealthy people. They repealed that tax based on that. And what's going to also happen is you are going to see a net migration away from high income tax states that's already taken place, like California, like New York, to Florida, to Texas, to other places, in order that the taxes even out, because there's a limit that anybody is going to pay. Furthermore, a lot of venture capitalists might just revoke their US citizenship, which is an all-time record level, and move over to Singapore, which has a much more friendly business environment than virtually anywhere else in the world. People want a return on their investment. They're not doing it so that Joe Biden can pay for critical race theory to be introduced to kindergartners, which is what is taking place right now. What makes the United States is the drive that we have. And when you take away the incentive to invest, the incentive to take chances, the incentive to take a risk, you turn the engine of the United States into a sputtering mess that's barely going to go along and move you on down the road, as opposed to being turbocharged and a Ferrari, which is what explains the vast increases in the quality of life, in the standard of living that we have enjoyed as Western societies, plural, that is backed by the U.S. economic engine that has created all these gains. If you just take a look, I've used this example before, but J.P. Morgan, John D. Rockefeller in 1900 had access to not the same health care that you do today as even a poor person. You are better off going to the dentist today than they ever were. Calvin Coolidge, in the 1920s, his son playing tennis on the White House lawn developed a blister. The blister unfortunately became infected, and he died of the infection because there weren't antibiotics. The engine of the United States makes life better for everybody, and that's why we need to return the money for private industry to invest in it. And when Elon Musk succeeds, when Jeff Bezos succeeds, because there is the incentive for them to go out and create, That is how we are become better off via the new technology that makes all our lives better. And we should be incentivizing this because we don't want to miss one iota of the person who says, I don't know, I just don't think it's worth it. I'll just take my big engineering brain and go work at Google and get paid $400,000 a year, versus the guy that's just going to go out there and start up his company that might lead to the next Tesla. Hope this explains a little bit why I believe that raising the capital gains tax is antithetical to the success of America and will turn us into an also-ran and deprive us of the great innovators. Peace and blessings. If you guys are new, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and thumb up the video. Just give it an old thumb up, turn that like button blue, and most of all, have a fantastic day.